Good day, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mteigh. Today we are at Big Valley Spur, Mahikeng, and thank you so much, Spur, for providing us the infrastructure to have this conversation. And today I'm not alone. I'm with the biggest of the biggest, Mahikeng, and we're going to be talking about the culture of Mahikeng. You know, we're going to be talking about the business. So do join in the conversation and have fun with us. Today, Mateboho. This is a lady that I've known since high school. And then one thing I can tell you is that Mateboho has always been Mateboho. Stylish, has always been elegant, and she's always been sweet with her moves. So Mateboho, can you please give us a 2-second version of who you are and what you do?
Hello everyone, my name is Mateboho Tlhalepe, also known as MT, because I have a clothing brand that I call MT. The brand was established 2018, 12th April on my birthday. So yeah. Yeah, people are always saying that Kalekile consistent with my work. I think it's because I'm very strict as well. So I'm strict on myself, so I think I'm forcing myself always to be consistent with my work. So always I have like a calendar of what I do every month to say, okay, with my brand, this is what I need to do, because I'm also a digital content creator. If there's a brand that I'm working with, like now that we are Relemo Spare, you know, I'd have to plan whatever that I have to do for the week or for the month. So yeah, my work ethics are very strong, and I try to stick to them all the time. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Mateboho.
Okay.
And next to Mateboho, Ndofaya, the brand connector. It's also interesting that we went to the same high school, really 3.
Yeah.
If you can think about it, it's actually interesting. Sorry. Sorry. So can I learn Ndofaya in 3, 2, 1.
Make you go wrong, man. When you introduce us if Nala just met Konamanj. We were once the 3 Musketeers, and Nale Brian Breezy, may his soul continue to rest in peace. We're in partnership, and we might be working together very soon, again and again and again. Okay, guys, welcome to my vlogs. Please spend the day with me. We're working on Ndofaya, the brand connector. I'm known with SS Ndosi, guys, I'm a mayor here. I'm a premier here. Kubona, Oscar Bon, Skibela Baiza. Guys, I'm the brand connector here. I'm your go-to girl here. Bona, mpoza whatever so batla go se itse ka mafeng ke tlo go bolela. Mpoza go mpolora brand e ke ga mana go ma ke tlo go bolelela. Ne? Bona, from your entertainment, from to upcoming brands, bona ke na le wena. Ke nna motho wa gago.
Okay, thank you so much. On my left-hand side, can I let this amazing lady, Omotokuhaga, and I'm literally shaking. Please save me and introduce yourself.
Hello, Nakin Nakamucha. I just met him, by the way. I know these ladies. I know you. Do you know that I know you? But it's the first time we were meeting. So I just actually started with influencing, I think, about 2 years ago, and I'm enjoying it so much. Aside from that, I'd like to call myself a beauty enthusiast because I'm in the beauty business at large. I've been braiding for like close to 6 years now, and I'm very passionate about it, period. So I'm in the business of making women look beautiful. I've also started doing makeup, simple, very soft. That's my what do they call it? Forte, yes. So soft glam is my forte, yeah. So that's just me. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kamo. Now let me pay my own bills. So now I'm the head of sales for Snapcare. Snapcare is an organization or a marketing agency that works with doctors. So literally I do marketing for doctors. We're doing podcasting. So if you are a doctor and you are listening to this, I'm gonna send a DM.
Yes, you guy.
I want us to go to the culture Mahikeng as the influencer, because as an influencer, you know, 10 years ago, it was simple for brands to get people. because they would depend on the Rich. And at the time, Rich needed the poster, Rich was a billboard. You could put a billboard. But now you really need to influence people. And you influence meaning that you guys play such a pivotal role in the branding because you influence customers to make buying decisions. Number one. So let's talk about maybe the culture of influencing Mahikeng, or how is it, some of the difficult things, just to open the conversation. Mateboho.
Yo. So I think like we always say, but we are in the entertainment industry, Mahikeng, that Maf is a small town.
Yeah.
But look, honestly, from last year, I feel like Dilodia changed man mochai. I don't feel like, I've stayed in the city, but I really need to go to the city for me to get opportunities. This year already, we have worked with big brands so far. Now we are at Spurs. So I feel like, Dilodia change, and I'm really grateful that now brands, let's bring our influencers from Josie or from a certain agency, but no, they use, all the artists or influencers. So that's one thing that I really appreciate about the establishment and all the other brands. So please, let's keep it local. If you're hosting something in Mahikeng, can it be for artists by Mahikeng? I think in that way it's easy for the economic development. So things are getting better.
Yeah. And how big is the industry influence in Mahikeng?
Yo. I'm going to be very honest about it, as I don't think the cake is big enough for all of us. In terms of influencers, it's getting there. It's getting there, honestly, because we are the influencer, and now I always say influencer. Influencing, it depends. You can be a travel influencer, you can be a beauty influencer, you can be a fashion influencer. But yeah, I think we are getting there in terms of the brands. Yeah. Also, I think the remunerations are declining as influencers. We are still getting there. We are not getting exactly what other influencers in big cities are getting. But because sometimes I work with brands and then what other influencers are getting, and then I think of what I'm getting and I'm like, I'm the highest paid influencer. So I feel like, but who am I? Because we don't negotiate. So get us influencers. I'm the voice for the voiceless at that time to say, no, everyone deserves this much. But yeah, I pray we all grow and do better. But most importantly, let's stay professional and be yourself. Most importantly, Adango.
Yeah, so Ndofaya, adding to what she just said, Mahikeng, we know that Mahikeng historically, and it seems like it was the holy grail at the time, compared to what it is today. So what's the challenge of influencing? Because most of the time, but I think there's a new brand of Mahikeng, where we've got influencers, where we've got business people, where we've got young professionals who are predominantly moving the economic machine in Mahikeng. So in terms of influencing, influence Mahikeng?
It's a one tell. When as an influencer, I see Batleli, I see Bafitleli, and I would look Mteigh, only big brands. Obomakala wena, only a very small brand, no simulula. Marobusna like portion and marketing. What does it say about you? So influence it's about Batu Baron. Every time how to do a brand, marketing. Maybe we can ask about Ndofaya. Or somebody. You must be paid. Marketing we. Also, and I go back to Mahikeng, but they go to places tse le goreng word of mouth it is marketing yone santsane e le yalo for bone santsane e le the digital part ha ise ba gorogele ha bana ba batla go utlwa pele ka le kamo le MT le Rachwene gore bona a re go spare because go spare gona le 1 2 3 4 one tlhela the still skeptical gape ke lo tsa bodi online but as long as ha bana le influencing it's going to be easy because ke batla go bontsha this year I went to this other event I met some ladies there from I think bangena bana ba tswa Mahikeng there was about 10 or 20 30 bangena bana ba tswa Mahikeng to that event because that other year I went for the first time the second time I made sure that I'm going to make noise about it couldn't ke batla go test something the third time no yan Ndofaya familiar faces to this event look at how far they are because it was influenced only because it was influenced if it wasn't for that and they went because they know I made things possible for them and they went because guys they say the cheap to the chuka hell and so buy within 4 months within 5 months on 3.2 until we go that event bona ke ba breakela no gore bona go eventeng le hopa 3000 to oja ing and then this is it and then bona voila and next year I might even take more people and then make money out of it because finally I've made my marketing for the past 3 years so exactly I'm saying influencing thing is a matter of batho ba rona hela ntshantšhelete ya bereka nna ke tla go bontsha for something I was working with this other o itse go batla go bona I get sometimes guys you must understand the study beautician is very expensive the makeup it's all the wig it's all and we need to look good I was working with this other company I was doing well now and then they will offer me here so it was doing very well because why would I want to offer me hair but because of why would the other person feel normal why would I work with the same person for a year? I've been working with body lashes. I think in a lifetime because wow, it's been doing very well. One time I say I feel like Baba name because we're not in contract anymore. Not we are fighting, but I get a business I feel like contracted I feel like guys. We break a month after here, then we are done. House slow move what think you know something on a lifetime then going forward lane. Understand? But guys influencing influence eating if only people would hire influencers then they not rate and understanding ne go le ntsheng batho ba sa understanding MT lenna how re tseile re two different markets re o tlela ka bomo ya no because re ba be menthuta ka bale ba gage ke tla ka baka ka motla ka ba gage ya no mbotse 3 markets o bona kana ntho e batlang eo e ka se dire mind you guys go re o ka pala go invest 15,000 or whatever gore batho pushing for a month or pushing for 2 months 5 for ntho le ntho gore e tlo go boosta madi a kana like guys marketing ya patelwa and it also pays off this year when I live in the Tlhalepe I'm going ke ba tse motho thank you guys this year na a ke batlo they feel they happy with me they've been getting good results but I don't want that anymore I want to expand I want my MT to follow me also because they're going to know that I'm working with my ke batla batho ba gago ke batla batho ba ga take I want those people I want to share this is how it should be this is how it works one so moving forward guys influencing on anything it's a matter of batho rona re ba rute ka yone ba tlhaloganya gore eteng but like MT a bua go bua net sometimes getting inquiry now I believe in getting inquiries it says if it's like because now they're inquiring they want to know it's just a matter of what no it's still steep because they still think maybe motho ka motho go post hela mos 500 I mean product go get 4,000 de tlemona o dira 4,000 tse kae it's go post hela so what on 500 we're not going to accept product for 40,000 doesn't work like that it's a matter of how ba ke tutela gore how similar product motho e bele portionering e yone ke marketing that way ke go bela it's going to be a win-win that is why o bona batho go teng kare di join tsa bone di ata ba ga dira because they hire influencers they pay influencers they don't have problem of paying the influencers they don't have a problem of that but then there's batho mo gae it is just a post if it's just a post why untateletse why umpidise because you feel it is just a post it is not just a post. You know it's going to work for you. All I'm saying, guys, influencing on anything more high and the influencers, Baba very powerful. Baba surround the numbers to the good. Baba spread land to. Now I have to like she was already since that girl about to go Botswana. It's a matter of time.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this podcast is proudly sponsored by Obakeng Photography. If you need this dynamic production, if you need photos for your wedding, kopaleng. So, guys, kopaleng, and when you marry, get a good quality photographer, and to give you a shortcut, Obakeng Photography will take care of you.
Period.
So there's one idea that I want us to dispel, ladies. Ya gore mo Mafikeng ha gona sebe. Wa bona? Ya gore mo Mafikeng gona le scarcity, Mafikeng e ko morago. But there's so many opportunities for Mafikeng. If you go mo Mandela Drive, there are so many cars. Not only cars moving, it's money moving. More mega city to know Yana, there are people moving, it's money moving. So with this point of view, what are your thoughts based on you as an influencer? Is it really for dry Mafikeng, or people are not willing to put in the work?
We were actually having this conversation before, right when we got here.
Yeah.
One thing about our town is I think it will always catch on late on trends, like things that are popping and stuff. It is up to you in whatever business that you are in to set the tone and set the market. So we're having this conversation, Khore. We are the first generation of Are you guys aware?
Yeah.
I'm proud. I feel like it's a movement that is so inspiring, regardless of all the hate, because we do get like a ton amount of hate. It's not spoken about enough, but I think us even being here is encouraging to somebody who wants to break into the market. As I was saying, it is up to you to set the tone and like be like, you know what? I don't see enough influencers. I don't see enough events that recognize us. What am I to do about that? I started this year. I think the first event that I attended was in Maybelline in Gauteng, and I won a ticket. That's how I got recognized for the event, right? That was my first event for the year. And I told myself, okay, if Mafikeng's not going to recognize us, I'm going to, I'm going to put something in my, go out there, put something on my socials for credential purposes, so that when a brand reaches out to me, there's something. The thing is, people think that Tlhalepe biwa ko Facebook gore di influencer ke mang. Ba influencer But the di influencer Mafikeng, you get what I mean?
That's so funny.
But what's crazy is that I wake up on like every other day and I put out content, and it's not just for vibes. I am working at something intentionally. I attended a launch with Mateboho fan, and I was saying to them that I got scouted by one of Africa's biggest agencies. It wasn't just by mistake. It's because I worked towards it.
Exactly.
So it's not just by coincidence, and that's what we need to create opportunities. Thank God that Mafikeng is finally coming to the party when it comes to marketing and influencing. Finally, that's why we are that generation that gets to break the ice. However, like, are you going to wait for opportunities to come to you, or are you going to create them for yourself? You have to wake up and create the opportunities. You get it?
Yeah, that's a good point of view, and something we can definitely break. So I noticed that Mo Mafikeng, there's a lot of unproductivity. You know, the guys that I used to grow up with, they're still morikoning, still having same conversations, still doing the same disciplines, and there's a big opportunity for everyone. I mean, the pie is big enough for everyone. There is potential Mo Mafikeng. We see the developments that are happening. So, guys.
All right. I think honestly, like I said, you must be yourself. I mean, be you. I mean, that's your superpower. That's where your potential is. I can model better than MT.
Yeah.
You know, you don't know what brands are looking at most of the time. Habaho scout that or baho inbox or baho DM for opportunities. I usually bump into people that I went to high school with. You know, obviously Rahola,
Yeah.
you know, people gain a bit of weight and then, you know. So majority of the people that I went to high school with, they're always like, or somebody, people are still saying, somebody. Guys, you don't know how happy I am that I'm still this tiny because I get up. Honestly, the opportunity I got this opportunity because of you know, even Mudimo, I think Mudimo re differently because na itse gore o ke mo batlela eng. So sometimes you must appreciate the whole inka thing. There's influencers that are chubby. If you're chubby, born it's a boxing man, born look nice, look pretty, shoot a content there. If ule motho ratang diaparo, post. If you like makeup, say makeup, post. You know, if you like cooking, only a nice chubby girl, bona. If I pizza only nice o post it, just be yourself. And only happy ka the whole inka thing. But if you're gonna sit at home and always feel like tshwantse pele ke nna yana ke tshwanele mama gore ke nna, no guys. We are all different. Bona re le barare ka mo ndos. Ha re tshwane at all. Well, ka mo tlhole go te ke tshwana le ene. I believe ka tshwana le ka mo then. Ke tlhole ke mo share some pictures sa and I'm like, yeah. But I mean, I don't think we get opportunities because re na le di tshwanonyana. It's because brands ba itse gore ba batlana le eng. But just, you know, just be yourself, man. Do what you think works for you. You know, if you can wash the sneaker, bon, because if you can DJ, music, you know, just do you, man. I think that's just what I'll always preach. Yeah.
Ndofaya ne Mateboho fetsa go ithuba ne. But when I at least refer like the practically at from 2020 after the 3 Musketeers and then start to go through. Somebody would think that a lot of people are cooking, but you have put influencing into the cooking because people are not buying your food, people are actually buying you because of the brand that you have built. So how did you come to that? Like, how do you turn a simple thing into a brand or into something that as an influencer?
Sorry, before you, can I please have another cup? Yeah, please, like ASAP. Serious? Yeah, please. Can you call for another cup now?
Yeah, it's a bit cold.
Okay.
Rooibos ka nna ke kopa rooibos ka lemon ka honey antanki mama
Kopa warm water ane. Ora water ngana ka lemon le honey. Ne? This one. Mama motsachi.
Nagisian.
mama
You could put hot water with lemon and honey.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ke banyana ba honey ke di honey.
Get your honey and tea. Yes, please.
I think she's my cousin, guys.
Oh, really? Small world. Small world.
Right. You can pick up Ndofaya over here.
Kana re bua ka eng? Kana
Ne re bua ka kgang ya gore practical, like ra go ke practical. Because you turned an easy thing like go apaya into an enterprise. And mo go na le motho o inyatsang, go na le motho o meng go khoneng a itse gore re ka botshelo ba gagwe, but ba na le talent teng mo Mahikeng but wena. Hold on. And we also have to consider that degrees are no longer the standard they used to be. You know, you don't need a PhD to be an influencer.
Unless go lona go na le proper connection then you
Why it?
Gape no yana yo botshelo ke di connection.
So you made something so simple, ebe so elegant. So re tseye tle o swaro.
Ke batla go araba MTV kenya. Issue ya botshelo ke di connection. I don't believe in that. When it's just your time, it's just your
No,
time.
I was honestly ke arabela taba gore ga ona le degree. At least if you have connections, it's easy for you to
For
get
you,
jobs.
yeah.
But then if you don't have, you need to be just.
But sometimes,
like
my
all of
darling,
us,
I know people, man. Sometimes, guys, if posted, just apply for it.
Yeah.
If there's a tender age we qualify, just apply for it. I know one guy will a list of people or in Yemen, can't get a job at 300,000 key, when we tender, kill a fence way. I get on order, I get on such a choco, I go drunk. Lina, can I start to take a shem give you the biggest 2 million would have to have some few days over for no one can. So more than anything, I hope positiveness. Teta Bori, a re tswela mo go tsone because re tlo go diega because o tlo lose opportunity net hela because of ga di go batliwa bo MT kwa bokamo ba ba sesanyana nna be ke ra ke ka mokaba you are lying not this girl ke ya go ya bona guys what is the sad part about influencing unfortunately guys it can be for everyone but ba tla re ke ipuela because nna guys listen gona le number settings the 120 but I can give you a lot of people around Mahikeng only followers but they're not influential they are not influential with those numbers they thought every day I post 1,000 2,000 3,000 but they're not influential because bona ba mo batlela morogano o or controversy eo or whatever sa se buang seo or whatever Mara se mo tla story se seng a bana le na bila ba go khathalele re tla kore ibile they're not even more ba so that's why guys na e yone gore influences for everyone e botlhoko because ke tla ke bona le no yana ne di brands bona no yana motho o guti o ira mmereko o montle o ira di makeup tse dintle o direng only number since people are always liking but they're not coming I don't know if you get me it can be for everyone bon ba tlo poster bon bar picture go itabogere but they are not coming because they're not convinced enough go bona gape batho ba shirang ke go itse mo Facebook they're not your market I get batho mo Facebook gantsi most of the time ba ba loud ba ba commentang ba bira they're not your actual clients client go itile ba tselo mo khone ibile a buise ibile mo post to comment ibile screenshot o screenshot ile le betse go site o tla go bona motlhanga o go tlela le leng ga go inquire ga go botsa ga bana ba tswa mo goene le leng wa boa so physically so le teng go le batho bang ba re se le bone they sell bodikuku tse dintle di cake tse dintle boding mare it's not working it is not working but still how shaba wona ga 100 and mamang shares di feta tsa ka ibile how ta bo di share mare they're not convinced enough in the physical world mo ha khatam I see tabe like I said before I see batlele mare santse le tla batlela into ya influencing but akit if ke go arabile
o ka rabile
okay good
and ke bona ka mo batla go etshwara ka mo le site eng ka mo
Obakeng Rachwene photography I hope ke ale marinate I hope ke le tshwere sharp I hope ke le nice ane yeah
It actually makes sense most of us business people in Mahikeng you might have that followership but not the business so it makes sense and sometimes you might be even doing the good job but not getting the people to come to you but they like your work
Na go bisa nnete ha batho ba rata gore influencing is for everyone I never interject in the conversation in tseo because that does not make sense like that's literally like saying everyone is called to be a doctor do you get what I mean guys influencer is not something se welwang you need to at some point be talented in speech be talented in editing in shooting in drawing a crowd do you get what I mean so the cake yes is big enough for all of us to cut yes in the industry but it's not everyone who's going to end up being an influencer just because everyone has an iPhone and a tripod stand I think that's all I wanted to say
yeah I think it's a good point because how sena pelo wa shwa
but then also actually I wanted to screenshot this screenshot I saw somebody posted lady pictures influence is not sent in guys it shouldn't even be sent in anyway happy if what decide on influencing it's not even like an iPhone even like I took already quite for you too we have seen influencers go Gauteng motho a ira from Mokhuku to hela ka rona na wena ke go le Tlhalebona go ke tsogang teng go ke apering a itse ke batla go ja video ke a eja same time because a ke feel like ke batla go tla go ipitlaganya ka sepe se se khaka le nna like people only go live only when they at certain places there's nothing wrong with it because when I'm to lifestyle, I'm to traveling. So I wouldn't expect you to read live video or wouldn't expect you to maybe. Mare, guys, influencing more than anything leads. Yona is a sentin. Yona say America dada. Bone ene bone ku ibotla le numbers le the interaction le gore batho ba dumelana ba correspond le wena. That's all the brands ba di batlang. Go wena o dutse ka batho o dutse ka tripod like you say o tsura polo o khatile bontle ka etle re mona bona nga go ntshetsa batho ba ba nnang around Mahikeng wena ya di video tsa bone ya o ka ipotsa gore mara bona se itsubira yana mara are they moving? They're not. Are they influencing? They are not. And then there's me. Rough. And then
So adding to what she's saying, it's just a thing of authenticity. And when brands, even when they are sourcing people, they'll tell you be authentic. It's for a reason, because if we're all the same, then there won't be a market for us. I understand. And maybe it doesn't matter where you are, you just go live or whatever. That makes you relatable. You understand? Like the person that is watching. I feel oh, so I don't need a wallpaper as content and stuff. So the authenticity is a big part of it, and it's difficult for people to get into the authenticity part because not even you have to be vulnerable. You have to it's not easy. That's why people use filters. They use to show yourself vulnerable, and that's why it's difficult to be an influencer. It takes so much strength to wake up in the morning and sit in front of a camera because it's not every day that you look and feel the part. So being vulnerable and showing up authentically, it'll help you.
Yeah, and I also believe that the profession in its own, being an influencer, your main business activity, you wake up and defeat yourself. Because if you don't defeat yourself, it's
a mental game.
Because whether you're feeling happy or you're not feeling happy, that video has to happen. Whether you're sick or you're not sick, that video, that piece of content has to happen. So there's so much in you that you have to unpack for you to be able to be out there. Because at the end of the day, it's not about how you feel, it's about what is necessary. So it's necessary for me to look for customers. It's necessary for me to put myself out there. And the one thing that people are failing to see is that, let's talk about Mahikeng. You can turn influencing into a business. You can literally pay your bills from your medical aid, from your rent. You can literally build an infrastructure around you as an influencer. But I think the problem is that most people, they want it easy. They want it quick. They want it pre-packaged, and that's not the art of influencing. So there's a business around influencing that many people don't see. A lot of opportunities around influencing that many people don't see. So that's me right there.
I hear you guys. I think Tlhalepe started into influencing, but I want us to go now deeper into individual businesses that we do. You've been printing, you've been producing, you've been selling. You are almost around every event with your store. What pushes you to push the business out of the influencing side, but your business or hustle? I know you've got a tax shop again. You closed it down. But what kept on pushing you to keep on trying different businesses to where you are today? And what can you say to someone who's being inspired to start a business, like the young kids who are seeing it differently, seeing it like we see it? Because there's two sides. Bamba Bona academically is the best. Bamba Bona academically is not working for us. I see what Mateboho is doing this every event. Why not? Why am I not trying it? What can you advise them about it?
All right. So I started my business 2018, and I started hustling 2012. So I used to enter a lot of beauty pageants. I've been Mokgoatšane, North College, go Pretoria, and honestly, I'm not so passionate about modeling, but the criteria of modeling, being tiny or being petite, the smiley, so it has always been a thing. batho tle ba re wa sa tsene le Miss what wa sa tsene le Miss what wa ba. So that's how I started hustling, ke tsenela di modeling, and then go colleging. I used to never feel like I khaba go colleging ba Pretoria because ne ke tsena go Pretoria
American Day.
okay you see we are even from high school ha ke le mo Mahikeng, so that's like 2009. So 2012 I started go dula Pretoria. But when I get to live on a school, hey, every day, even mauti, Joe Marwana wa para monate, kaya para monate, Joe, pelo di betil, you know, so, cause I get to school with, Pretorians, thank you, you know, so, this one time, and then they started saying, after school, Raema kuntaga school, why was I start to pesa batho? Why are you not a stylist? I mean, I'm from a small town, I was styler batho, you know, hey, so I started doing that in the city where I go and shop for people and then they pay me. So I was like, so possible. So from there I started working with brands. But 2018 I was like, you know what, it's fine. I've worked with brands for styling and all of that. Why not start my own thing and grow it? So that when I reach a certain age, because honestly fashioning, if I have to put it like that, but maybe I might be behind the scenes study influencer at that time because we are growing. So I started off my business 2018. So I letter from all these brands that I used to work with because they were paying me a lot of money. Before I started my own clothing brand, I used to wear premium brands because I didn't know what to do with the money because at that time I was very young. But when I was 24, I was like, you know what, I need to start saving up money and start a business. So when I was 26, I started my own clothing brand called Mteigh. So I'm wearing the jersey, if you can see it. Very popular Mahikeng, and I'm really grateful for the Maftownians bang support. Even the ones that are staying Kobu Debe in Cape Town, literally everywhere. Even the ones Baba Dulang Kobo China, when they're home, they're like, hey, you need to hook us up with the merch. And look, I'm not just saying thanks to Mahikeng. Even people that are outside Mahikeng, Tlhalepe, Kurumani, Kimberley, everywhere, man, Rustenburg, I appreciate it. So yeah, then I started with a clothing brand. I started with 10 t-shirts. 10 t-shirts. I usually hear people saying, no, I need to save up 50,000 to start a business. No, guys, you start with bikini and on. So I started with 10 t-shirts and they were sold out in a week. So I launched the business on my birthday, the 12th of April. So every year when I turn a year older, my business Leone celebrate the anniversary. So this year my business is 7 years. So yeah, that's how I started. Then I started from t-shirts. Obviously, you know, customers tlabele rekopa dikepes scan through dikepes rekopa di bucket hats. So I think I have about 11 or 12 items now on my range. And then yeah, I've just been doing well. And 2 years later, I got a deal with Pexi. I was a year deal with Pexi, which is a Korea company, a pep store. At some point, I think 3-4 years later in the business, I won competition in Standard Bank, it was called Wallet Wise. So it was a initiative, yeah, small business. So nebai dira, I think in every province. So in the Northwest, I was the top 3 business. I think they win 10,000. So I once got 10,000 from Standard Bank. Shout out to Pexi, Pep Store, Standard Bank. Thank you so much for always supporting small businesses. So yeah, my business has just been doing well, man. I've been in and out of interviews on radio, you know. I've literally just been doing well. So, you know, when you have support about to sources of media, you know, it's not easy being in business. But the one thing that I like about business, very strict, you know, because every day you wake up and you're like, what's next? You know, customers what's that I can do. So that's why I have side hustles. MC at events. I'm also a digital content creator. I'm a voiceover artist. You know, I recently got the Fix. I did work with the Fix. I became MC at some point at the launch. So the video, you know, got like really great reactions on social media. Posted the video, tagged DJ Maporisa and Focalistic. DJ Maporisa reposted the video on Instagram literally 15 minutes after I tagged him. So I was so excited. And no, thank you, Puri Lord. And then he liked the message. And then I sent him another inbox. No, if there's something else, maybe I already event, he must call me. He has seen the message. So it's a thing. It's not like we wait for opportunities. Is always inboxing. Inbox the celebrity. I don't play. I fashion show. I inbox you and pray that one day that celebrity or that brand or establishment batla respond. So we guys, we go out there and ask for opportunities. Not like opportunities come to us. So yeah, I go to a lot of social markets. I also host my own events. So my company is actually MT Group P2I Ltd. So there's also MT events under my company. I did my social market quiz was saying it was great. All the small businesses they were there at the social market. Although it was raining, they were happy with their sales. So I think my next market, my thinking will be around September. And then yes, I think every year I'm just going to be hosting social markets, but I want to move around South Africa. I don't want to stay in one province because small businesses didn't see. But my focus for now is the Northwest. Once Reka we know what small businesses start on Northwest could pusha, then we can go out and encourage maybe that little girl or little boy or doing some but now start a business mara asana matla or get courage business. It's not easy, guys, but you can start. I used to get the 350. I exactly get the grab because of my business, but during lockdown, I get the 350. I remember because lockdown, I need a tax shop, and lockdown, I used to work with Transnet as a cleaner. So guys, also this thing of batlaring, nanki gidi tsena with tsario tabotlaring ke bereka ka ki cleaner. No, focus on the ching ching. Your future is more important than tabo. You'll get a better tabo when your business is doing well. So you can be because of mama. If something is working for you, you can help your family to survive. Do it, man. Do it. So lockdown, I worked at Transnet, and then 6 months later, I opened a tuck shop because remember lockdown and so started off with the tuck shop, and then after a year because honestly now people never access so I was not making much profit, but I'm still with the clothing business, still emceeing events, still a voiceover artist, still MT the hustle princess, baby, New York City girl. Let's work.
Are you from Mahikeng?
No, I'm not.
Great stuff.
I wasn't born here, but
Beautiful, beautiful. You coming from the city and coming to settle in Mahikeng and running a business, how does it feel? And why did you choose Mahikeng rather than going back to the city?
Okay, so let me clarify one thing. I was born in the city, but I'm purely bred here. So it wasn't really a choice for me to be in Mahikeng because we're here because my mom got a job here. However, I love Mahikeng. I don't know about you guys. I love it here. I love Mahikeng.
I'm loving it.
And
where are you from?
I was born in Pretoria. So my family is in Gauteng. So yeah. So one thing I can tell you, and I'm saying I love Mahikeng in comparison to, I have tried to go to the city so many times. Like, the city is just not for me. Like, just the vibe of the city. I'm not a city girl, number one. Number two, I didn't do quite well business-wise in the city because my market in the city is oversaturated. Like, there's a lot. Yeah. Like, to break into the market, you need to have money. Right. Unlike in Mahikeng, how I established my brand, okay, I didn't intentionally start braiding. It just happened. But how I keep thriving and doing well in my industry is that I noticed there's a lack of ethics and professionalism in Mahikeng. So that's what sets me apart. And I'm saying this with my chest, child, because period. That's one of my it's my forte, and I take pride in it. People in my industry, they slack when it comes to the talent is there, inevitable. There's a lot of braiders, okay, not a lot, but there's a handful of braiders that I feel like they are talented. I don't know much about the ethics. There's a lot of nail techs, there's a lot of makeup artists. However, when it comes to the ethics, that's one part we need to. So Kana, you were asking, Hore, why do I love it here? Just a lot. I also love the fact that when you have a brand or a business, it's more likely to grow in a rapid pace as compared to in the city because you have reach. The word of mouth, it spreads faster because the town is small. So I strongly believe, I always say that Mahikeng is good for business. It is good for business. There's too many opportunities and it's a growing town. And that's what I love about it.
Yes, I support what you said as well. And guys, guys, what's and ba support the small business. One thing about Batoma Mahikeng, kore o ska tsena mo social media o itlhela batho ba tlholeng ba complain ba lla ba bua dilo tse di out. Guys, batho ba supporting the small business, they are always very quiet on social media. Some are even not on social media. Guys, my January to mid-April, I was going through it. Like, business in isi so monatine. But you know, batunyana baba bedi baba raro once a month. Shem, you guys carried me through. So that's like but Mahikeng ba support and they really love small businesses. And kore la ko pana le customer tla ba go motivate nyana. Guys, but Mahikeng, I'm really, really grateful. Gore be ke dula mo. I don't know, but thank you so much. That's all I can say. Over to you, Ma.
More conversation. I can't nothing serious. Pick it up where MT was saying. Na, I know you're better than but I'm the most best influencer of Mahikeng. I'm the most person. How would you like a baga? Hologela mo gonna. Basimula ganna. But still, that does not think. I thought you stop basically dirang. Ibile secondly. Something if people batung and the people they found it horrendous. It is because weird. You know, every time when there's trolls, bang, koka, big on social media, there's always something big coming. Always. The sales.
So
your breakfast is about to be ready. I'm just trying to get your orders. How would you like your eggs and bread done? How would you like your bread done? Brown or white?
Toasted.
Brown or white?
Brown is
Okay, brown. Who else is having brown?
I'm gonna be having brown.
Okay, everybody's having brown.
Yes.
Okay.
Toasted, right?
Yes.
How would you like your eggs?
Mine well done.
Well done.
Like but I want to how more plating that's make a well done.
Well done.
Yeah.
Right?
Medium.
Medium. How would you like it?
You don't eat how's it my
But
Taba go nna appetite.
I only eat well done.
So much.
I only eat well done.
Really?
Oh, my brother. Are we done?
How's it my? Who are you?
Are we not getting?
It's a recent thing.
If I want like with mushrooms
Oh, you don't want to have
on the
another baby?
side and
No,
guacamole.
it's like
But please don't fry my tomato.
Oh.
I want raw tomato. Don't fry my tomato. Can I have mushrooms?
Same.
Please.
The mushroom is different specific.
It's fried.
Mushrooms and what?
Mushrooms.
Oh, the mushrooms are nice. Please.
Is that what we are having?
Yes, that's what you
Yeah, naki shapo like
Okay, guys, let's go.
Okay. Kananari. Where were we? www. Okay, where were we? Let's go.
No lender with.
Nikki, as much as I've been dragged and
No, you were saying that whenever you get dragged, like something big.
like they don't get it. Like the sales is on Hagibu because it's marketing. You hope like ke mang o shoutiwang, ke mang o rugiwang, ke mang o dirwang. Guess what? Sales ta ga mma go di cha. So there's no like if my sales are not doing well, man. Ish. Or what can I say? So and besides, guys, I don't easily get shaken by social media. I don't. Can I let this thing? I have a very thick skull for social media because can I let this thing? I'm not gonna. Come to open look at video. I live video. A very same person. Picture. And I'm not gonna be that. I'm not that girl. And guys, like my MT Abua, support them. Some of us support the bra. I've sold, I've worked with a person, I say, Mira, 7,000, 5,000. But within a week, Mira, 5,000, 4,000, 7,000, gone. 10 pieces, gone. Mo. And I better cash. So, happy and take bonnet bottom of again. They're still very skeptical of buying things online. Happy, happy boning. And a boni, carry. Just the other day, open to my China, hey, Beira, Mungaba, hey, I told bloody business about to Garakai. It's Imbarolo. They will never do that. If you want to go they fix online or buying things on Superbilis, Mutakapanat, and Namadu Flor, Mugula, Banjela Maji, Bajele went out and Kolutan Nawen. So, guys, Babang Basan Batahota, Halu, Sanzano Hono, who tap into that market or online, Yagabo take a lot, do that, guys. And when I button through, because they're going to buy those things because when button online, wait, take a deal. No, not to worry. Kidi Bari in Mari. I keep saying, guys, issues the social media. We have issues with our online. So, but nonetheless, guys, more support the Edalabana. Inch.
Flip it back. You've been on Enthusiast for a long time now. Food, how's the business of food in Mahikeng? Let's say from where you started, come from Bukwa. You have a while ago night shift. What have you been going around? So take us through.
Consistency. More than anything. Consistency. Just the other day, khona le motho o founileng a founa le ko gangkomo mawe ke batla ditlhakwana but mo gang ke bona go tsentse di flag mo ke re no go bula ke butse but I'm not that at that place so bona ke na le go ke tsile ko gangkomo 3 years but because I'm consistent here we go I still have this land and guess what because khala some point o tila reka sa sereka guess what the following day he bought new faces also what keeps me going guys I'm getting new faces every week so oboro ntwe ka se motivate jang oboro jang bona I get maloba people from Botswana I think there was about 6 or 7 of them but because bompone guy go Botswana and they told themselves gore motlhan South Africa hell we're going to contact this person and bona re ke eng ngwana re khala mpone mo social media abe bela motlhan ke South Africa hell because I'm consistent on grill Mobilotelele guys business one hana taga and there's a way I think you need to haki we pay young and indigenous I'm not happy at this moment but I'm happy it's doing well ibile this year I pick up ile gape last year I get there was just something this year it's just picked up from selling and regular guys ke batla go lebela nnete eyone little lint ha gona se se sa go indigenous every le sure gore go go be tsebo ma 20 ba gona re ka plate pedi ka letsatsi just that I've come I secondly a way on how to go ke ape ke itse gore le today ke itse le beke e tsamayang le eng and I found ke create a way on how to save my stock in it's kana gore ke apile tse dintsi and then they are saying I had to se ke itse gore no ke plus you get small portions like go put hoteling I go hotel how no batla oxtail it's not like they're going to cook it from scratch khala ba iphukile ba ibile ba package it how and we but that's why khona go tsa 45 minutes to an hour we emetse and then by itse ba busy ba intsha ba defrost ba something then it becomes the oxtail that you want so there's a way you need to find a mechanism khona batho ba nang concern gore Ndofaya how do you do it o tsile go in the mixi or o tsile go page go bona o tsile ka 5 phakela go bona o irile ke re no yena ke tsama ha ke reka you buy things in wa reka go le gontsi I found a mechanism ya gore ke reka I pre-cook and I package things so that way it takes an hour for me to prepare things it takes 2 hours an hour for me to prepare things how only before ke next one ke tsore bona it's a must 6 o'clock ke be ke eme go solong ke be ke le go gangkomo or be ke tshwantse ke bile kae no I saw go before anyway before ke tswa go gangkomo se ke create mechanism o gore no you need to prepare because bona se le re thuswa ke bo chef Joe anguta re no Ndofaya you don't have to cook them you make small portions and then we dira 1 2 3 very key to the from there so that is why batho ba ipotsa gore mare yang how senyegelo ha go dira gane ha go dira because I've found a way on how to to manage the whole thing so I don't know and in terms of indigenous I have big plans for it at least Mexico guys, yo. Guys, after one of my partners died. Some guy, Breezy, I spoke about him. So I guys, so it's the morning and grieving. We take it very light, but actually I was actually grieving this guy because I couldn't do anything. I didn't do anything the whole of last year, and I'm not just that I got one of the clients because the clients I work them behind the scenes. Oh my God, Ndofaya, ke batla go dira 1 2 3. That way ke go bela go market go fast strategy but o tlo mpatela 1.5. Gore moving forward we that's how I don't even have to go tlhagella ke mo file fela go coordinator, you know what, do this 1 2 3 and advise on to do this. So by then now I've been with local brands for a long time and I've been doing well with one and nadia patala guys di bear dijo mo tafoleng and I believe I'm going to get more and more and more and more considering the fact that I've been saying what is how request or we inquiry. To me it says a new face it go indigenous every it says I'm moving, you know. So but yeah.
Oh, and by the way, just go Tlhalepe, I was saying to Ndosi in the morning, wait, most of us creatives or artists, kuring kana ke example e kana tlabelele bona ka ra pusha mo social media, we know what we're doing, but go bisa nnete there's a point where we need the business coach, the assistant. Dilonyana tseo man wa ntlhaloganya bathonyana ba go tshwana le bao a ke sa dilonyana tseo batho ba go tshwana le Mteigh. Do you know I once paid Mteigh 2K go ntirela CV, like all the time ha ke bolela batho ba re o patetse 2,000 for CV. I was like yes, because na a ke khone go idira, and when I looked at it, it was worth it. Like I still use the same structure for that CV, but I was not born for 9 to 5. So I think my ancestors live on it. They were just like, but there's a guy as well who's also my business coach, Dope Boy Pack or Jakes. He's a very funny guy on social media, but he's a very smart guy. So I think when you're a creative or when you're an artist, there must always be that one person who for the advice or who guide them, because you know people like Dope Boy Packer, like they went to university. Dope Boy is a genius. Too much, but if you sit down with him, he's a smart one. Dope Boy but he's a smart guy.
I don't think next time
yeah. So yeah, Obakeng photography is very strict. But yeah, I just wanted to say that I appreciate Jakes for my business, honestly, to where it is. It's also because of people like him, like that guy Kopanalene once in a while, even now. Dude, did you Obankansi your LinkedIn account, because that guy sees me and but until at some point I was like, this guy, there's just something that because so I think that's how Dope Boy how serious, so we need people like that. Even if you have to pay them 200, 300, 100 rand, please, we need people like that. Yeah, tlatla.
I'm gonna answer for myself. You're not the first person to say I'm strict, but do you think if I was not strict, I'll be where I am today?
No, absolutely
definitely.
And that's why that guy is pushing you, because he wants you to be serious. But you end up going to him. And that's where Casper is. Someone. So we need that. As you were saying, we need people who are motivating us or who are calling us to order, so that we focus on the business. Let's go
Manhattan, baby.
So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening to this conversation. We'll just call it the hustle economy for now, the Maftown hustle economy for now. And thank you so much, Mr. Obakeng and Obakeng Photography, for for taking this wonderful production. Thank you, Spur. Thank you, MT. Thank you, Ndofaya. Thank you, Gamo. And my final closing statement is that everything that you want is on the other side of your comfort zone. Remo Mahikeng, you don't speak like a lion and live like a sheep. So you really have to put in the work. Until we meet next time, Shapiro. That was nice.